Hey everybody, here I am in Romania and it's still 2025 for another couple of days, and I thought what better time than now to make a little video updating you with how to make an album. I have a huge list of things that I want to talk about that happened over the last few months, and very few of them are related to the actual production process of the album, but without so much progress, this still is kind of a part of the process. So I thought it's good to talk about it because these reflections and directions that I've been going through for the last while are still part of the process of making this album. I'm still gonna make it eventually, so I thought I'll talk about it even though it may not be so relevant. I haven't had time to work on any of the other songs, but I did play them a bunch of times, and I even released a different album with a different project, which I can talk a little bit about. It's the Mr Woofmantic project, which you can find the live album on the Mr Woofmantic channel. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it on the video. So, well, let me quickly talk about that one. It's a live album. I made the songs and we had a great concert and we recorded it and we put it out as an album. So there, series done. Well, of course the production process was very bare bones on that one. I just had to have a good recording, which I didn't have. I had 3 semi-bad recordings. I had the camera audio, I had the audio from my phone, and I had a friend's Zoom that started halfway through the second song or third song, and so I really didn't plan for there not to be a very good recording because we had so many people helping out on the production. We had the lights person, we had the sound people, we had the video streaming people, we had a huge screen and a grand piano, and everything was beautiful. So it didn't occur to me to do any more. So of course I didn't, and but out of 3 janky recordings I managed to make a decent mix, and you can hear it well. There's always something you can complain about, your own music, but I think it's okay. So regarding the album process, what have I been doing that's so important over the last while? Well, I organized a Mr Woofmantic Games and Jazz mini festival and concert on the 8th of November. And I started doing this just about July, maybe August, because we got a little bit of funding for it, and then we applied for a little bit more funding, and we tried to get a bunch of games people to show their games and create a little thing around this concert, because we really just wanted to make a concert. But we decided, just because we have a little bit of support, we can actually make it into a more community engaging thing, and get a lot more out of it this way and help other people through it as well, and with the same amount of effort as it would be to just make a concert. And we even had an amazing opening band, so that was a great experience. Man, there's a lot to talk about this, but I can't get too much into it because it's gonna be another 3-hour video, and it's not even about any of the songs, so I'm gonna try to keep it short. You can see a little snippet if I manage to cut it in to the video. The video recording is not very good. The lighting was bad. We had a few cameras with the help of a bunch of friends, but yeah, it's not going to be a great production in terms of modern quality, but we might still put out something, maybe a song or 2.
The storm was brewing in a faraway distance. Thundering clouds approached at lightning speed.
Me and Nomi organized this. Nomi is the co-producer of Mr Woofmantic, along with myself, and so we will spend some time documenting the process and probably making a thing about it so that we can grow this project and also the things around it, like organizing concerts and doing this festival again maybe next year, and trying to make it more sustainable, get more people involved so that it gets easier for everybody and everybody can have a good time. So we'll talk more about that later, but anyway, we made an album out of that project in April at least. So that's nice. Something interesting about this album, I think I rehearsed around 5-10 times in total. I wrote the songs, I played them on my own, and I played them a bunch of times at an open mic so that it could be sort of engaging with the audience. And meanwhile, I was playing other things too. But about 5 to 10 times was pretty much all the times I really rehearsed. And then at the concert, of course, the vibe was great. There was a lot of people, so I got a lot of energy from it. A lot of people were making sure that I'm comfortable. We had a little backstage area. We had the great piano, the lighting, the everything. So really, it was a very easy thing. I could just focus on the music. And then editing took a long while too. But overall, that was the nice thing about it. As an artist, I could just focus on my art, and everybody else was doing whatever they were focusing on. So it's easier. When you have to do everything yourself, it's your attention gets split into a million things. So it's something to keep in mind when you want to do a project like this, like an album or whatever it is. If your attention is split, you just have to account for it being split, and you're not going to be able to be focused on everything. So you just have to make lists, make sure everything gets done, and don't forget to press record on various things. Yeah, that's a little advice there for you. So other projects that I've been doing the last while, try to keep it short. I started a job as a programmer. Well, I'm freelancing for them, but it's pretty much full-time programming a little microscopic game. It's about these little animals, multicellular, one-cellular microscopic animals, about tardigrades, the little water bears that can survive in outer space and stuff. So I'm working since October on that. So in the meantime, I've been doing all this other stuff, but that's kind of my main focus for now. And it's, bringing a little bit of income. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I can't talk more about it right now, but it's a beautiful thing with a team of 3. I'm a programmer. We have a lovely designer making amazing art, and we have a producer that's also doing a little bit of both. So as soon as I got this job, fate decided that I'm not busy enough, so I got to play a bunch of other concerts. We played some jazz standards with Marina, the bass player that's representing Simone de Beauvoir in the Mr Woofmantic project. We're playing together in her project too, which is the 3 Parts of Cake band. And me on the piano, and she's on the double bass and singing, and then we have a trumpeter. So we've played stuff like Caravan and Cherokee and whatever, different standards, playing some bars and some wine bars and hotel bars. So what else I've been doing? I've been doing over the summer and until October the Songs, Stories, Spaces event series, which is kind of a community and music event series that we've been running with Krista Wolf, a songwriter from the local scene, and then a third songwriter that was always a different person. We had Jordan Jackson on the first night, we had Alan Rone, and we had Pernille Ulflure. I'm destroying the pronunciation. And we had Chris Enghart, and we also had Creatura, which is the solo version of the Creatura band by Nicole Knudsen. So there was one songwriter that was changing every time, and with these 3 songwriters we also invited the audience to co-create the space with us, and they could engage in conversations, and we tried to make it interactive and break the boundaries of the stage and bring the audience into the stage and have a kind of a beautiful musical thing going. And that was really nice. and low effort. We just had to show up, play our songs, and we weren't trying to accompany each other. We were trying to create the magic of our original songs in the moment, and then discuss a little bit about the inspirations and what came out of it and what everybody thought about. So we did that, and we're gonna do it some more, I think, every now and then, but we have to find the format and make sure it's easy, because I really won't have a lot of time to do it. Oh yeah, and speaking of low effort, I did an improvised concert. Let me see. So I tried to organize a little similar thing to the Song Story Spaces with Ida Simone, my friend from Sweden, and we met and tried a couple of things, and we realized, wow, we can really work well together. So we decided, let's do some concerts. And then she had an accident, so she couldn't make it, unfortunately, but she's fine. Hopefully it'll get better and we'll do it again. But then I got two of my other friends to kind of replace, because we already announced the concert. We tried to sell tickets. Nobody bought tickets at that point, but we didn't want to cancel. So I just said, okay, come. We had Astrid and Sophus, my two other improvising friends. And then we did this trio concert. But the marketing was so bad. We had one audience. So we really played our ass off for this one person. But it was a new lowest ratio of people on stage versus people in the audience that I've experienced. But it was amazing. It was an amazing night, and thank you so much for coming. By the way, if you're by any chance still watching this, I don't remember her name, but she was very nice coming to the concert to support us. Thank you. But so another bunch of concerts I did was with the improvising dancers. I played music, and they're dancing this contemporary dance called contact improvisation, and it's a fascinating dance. And I started around May or June, I think. I started going there, and I tried my own dancing and moving and learning from them, and also playing. And playing is marvelous, because you get to co-create. Again, they are moving, and the music is meant to interact with the movement. And so I'm always inspired and improvising and trying to play what I see and what I feel from their movement. So, and this engagement really is going both ways. Of course, they're moving also to the music, but the music is also impacted by what happens on the dance floor. So, and it's more of a workshop format than a performance. But then it turns into a jam where it just really is more free form. So it's beautiful, and I've been doing that now and then a bunch of times. And so yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. Oh yeah, finally, before I talk about the last thing, I've also been playing with a trio. I've been playing the bass and the keys at the same time. Well, the keys, bass, and a drummer and a guitarist. And we have our trio, and we've been playing for about a year, almost every week. Playing a couple of jams, but no concerts yet. So we're very excited next year to do some actual concerts and launch our new band. But yeah, that's it. What I can talk about that. And finally, I want to talk about WeeklyBeats, because it sucks that I haven't finished the how to make an album thing. But now 2026 is coming around, and if you've seen any of my other videos, I talked about WeeklyBeats. I've done it in 2022, 2024, and now in 2026 I'm gonna do it again. You have to make a song every week and put it up on weeklybeats.com with a bunch of other musicians, and we all comment on each other's stuff and listen and learn and have a good time making nice music. And I wish I finished this so that I could focus on that as something new. So that's the only problem that I feel. I'm going into it with a bunch of unfinished work, but that's just how it is. So I'll see how I can finish these other songs, produce them over time, make the album, and also do my WeeklyBeats new material. But maybe it'll be some kind of crossover. Some of the songs will be a little bit reused somehow. I don't know. But those are the reflections. So the main reflection I have for now is the process. I mean, I've been working on some of these songs on and off, and then I didn't finish them. And I wish I had finished a recording of them as soon as I made them, just like in WeeklyBeats, because then it would be done and it would just be a version. And it wouldn't be the best version maybe, but at least I could go on with it. But now, for example, I don't have a nice recorded version of some of these beautiful songs that I've been playing a lot live. And I cannot point people to, hey, go listen to it here. So that's the only thing that I wish would be different in the process. But what can I do? What can I say? It does take a lot of effort and time. I mean, I don't mind the effort, but the time is like sometimes I just can't spare exactly when I'm gonna do it. So what I've done a lot is play live, and this improved every aspect of my playing. And I've discovered a new thing I want to talk a little bit about. It's called duende. Duende is a term from flamenco. It's the little devil, this little gremlin guy that is like a mythical being. But this feeling of duende, you have this incredible flamenco nights, you know, there's some dancers, some guitar guys, amazing guitars. But the feeling that happens when this music and the dancing and the audience and all this energy in the room becomes so sharp, becomes your attention is completely focused, and the music is so intense and so passionate that there's nothing else, and time just stops. And this feeling, that's duende. That's when you're playing with such passion. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, the mistakes and all this, and the edge of your technique, and you're just pushing the edge, pushing your emotions to the limit. That's the duende. And this happens live in all kinds of music. It's just a term that came from the Spanish scene, but actually you can feel it in jam session. You can feel it here and there when people are really playing at their fullest with their hearts, putting their hearts out, and not just playing kind of elevator music style and going through the motions, you know, just really passionate. So I'm very interested in this because I didn't have a word for it, but I've been searching for it. You know, when is it happening? This thing that happens in music when you play with other people and the audience and everybody's just in it together. What do you call that? If you have a good word for it, leave it in the comments, because I've been searching. But duende, for me, that's the word that I'm going for now. So that's a term for live. Is there duende in the recordings? I don't really know, because in recordings, I mean, sometimes you can feel this great intensity and this crescendo from the start of the piece to the end. It's just more and more tension, more energy, and it's happening. But it's not the same. When you're there physically, it's just different. And speaking of this, you know, there's a famous Romanian director called, what is it called? Sergiu Celibidache, I believe. Yeah, Sergiu Celibidache. And there's a movie about him. I didn't see it yet. But he was against being recorded because you just don't feel the music from a recording as you do live. And he was doing this orchestral stuff with a lot of people on stage, and that magic that happens, you know, you cannot capture that with just a bunch of microphones and then you play it on a radio at low volume. That just doesn't really feel the same at all. So I get that, and but there's still something like duende for recordings, and I'm not sure what it is, but that kind of really good sound and intensity and just hits the spot. So I'm gonna be exploring that, and it's definitely something that I want to put into my recordings and for the new album. Oh yeah, as an example, in the very first Mr Woofmantic recordings, I had this when it was completely improvised, and I mean the sound is a bit jank and the playing is not great, and I'm singing without the diaphragm, and really I'm not pushing my emotions. But there's something so special about this very first I would sniff another butt that just I couldn't re-record it for a long time, make it any better than that first one, because the feeling was there, everything was there. later on, when I practiced a lot and eventually played it better, I could re-record and it could sound better and it could have that special sauce. But not until then. So there was something special about the first take. Maybe that's something about recordings. It's just one take. Usually the first is when you have the emotion and you have the rawness and you have the special sauce. And then if you repeat it too many times, then you actually have to get better and refresh your mind and then record again for the first time another time, so that you can capture a new sense of emotion. It's never going to be the same, but it can be a new thing. So then it can still be a real duende. I don't know, maybe there's a different term for the recordings. So another final thing then that I added to my script is that since I came to Romania around 18 December, I had a concert with a bunch of friends with Almost Trio, which is a duo of my two friends. It's almost a trio. And I was added as a third one. So I guess it should be called a trio. But we had a concert for a charity organization in Oradea, that's a city near my hometown. Then we had another concert in my hometown, in Cluj. And those were great concerts. We played some Christmas music, we played some of my originals, and a bunch of other jam tunes. And then I played that I didn't even add to the script, because then I was invited to a little Christmas stream with a guy called Mishu Kalyan, which is a folk guy from here, from Cluj, and he's a really cool guy, and you should check out the stream if you're interested in some more original folk stuff. And that's mostly, well, his stuff is both in Romanian and English. My stuff is all in English for now. And he invited a bunch of other Romanian musicians, so you can actually kind of get to see a little bit the local scene, how that's sounding and looking from his channel. So I was very busy in Romania doing music stuff. And what can I say? I really hope to get back to how to make an album, but I hope this kind of little emergency video covers some of these themes I've been going through. And to round it off, I hope to see you in the new year. And I'll definitely update you on some more new songs in the Weekly Beats. And hopefully the old songs. Make a damn album.